the big picture. Fox News gets caught red-handed again, another hoax video is exposed, and in Beck World, Egypt is just like the United States. Thanks for joining us. I'm Julie Milliken. Glenn Beck has never been known for any honesty or level-headedness, but this week he's plumbing to new depths. Maybe it's because he just reached an all-time ratings low for his show on Fox, but now he's just flailing dumbly. He's trying to tie the democratic upheaval in Egypt to the insurrection he's always claimed is around the corner. In the United States,
this is not about Egypt. This is about your hometown and your lifestyle.
There is a strange alliance between the left and the Islamicists that we're seeing. I think it's all part of the coming insurrection.
This is the coming insurrection. This is the coming insurrection. It is.
It is being orchestrated by the Marxist communists and primarily also the Muslim Brotherhood.
Okay. Wade Rathke, the Acorn guy, and Drummond Pike of the Tides Foundation are both on the board of the Organizers Forum. Why would Rathke and Pike plan a big get-together in Egypt? Or maybe they're sowing the seeds of unrest.
I think we're actually possibly on the witnessing the Archduke Ferdinand moment. I think we're in real dangerous territory.
In fact, this is the 7th Archduke Ferdinand moment he's uncovered. And as usual, he's full of it. We don't have enough time to break down all the ways he's wrong, but believe me, there's a lot. You can read it all at MediaMatters.org.
Ignorance on display.
We've already caught Fox News' managing editor Bill Sandman trying to slant the news twice, first over healthcare, then over climate change. This week, we nailed him yet again. Right before the 2008 election, Sandman turned himself into a one-man opposition research machine. He dug into one of Barack Obama's books, trying to find anything to tar the candidate as a Marxist. He figured this would help candidate McCain, and he emailed the Fox staff about his findings. 90 minutes later, he was on Fox, discussing it.
I think a lot of this stuff has been out there for a while. And as Martha said, if you read the autobiography of Barack Obama, as I have done his first autobiography, it's very telling. And he was drawn to Marxists, he was drawn to liberals, he was drawn to socialists by his own admission as a young man. So I think even though he postures as a moderate now as a presidential candidate, I think his heart is really towards the hard left.
The next day, Fox and Friends ran a segment based exactly on the memo.
Peter, meantime, Joe Biden calls links to Obama and Marxism ridiculous. But there's somebody that might agree with those statements. Barack Obama. He writes in his book, Dreams from My Father, that in college, he chose his friends carefully so as not to appear a sellout. Among his friends, Marxist professors. Among his activities, attending socialist conferences.
It's hard to see how Fox could lose more credibility, but with each new piece of evidence demonstrating how they fixed the story to fit a conservative agenda, thinking Americans learn more and more that they are not real news. And speaking of discredited, here's the latest from Breitbart's gang of criminals and liars. Lila Rose, a far-right activist, drew a page from convicted criminal James O'Keefe's playbook. She directed a sting against Planned Parenthood to make them appear to be supporting sex trafficking. Rose then released heavily edited videos to demonstrate this. Only problem? The facts didn't fit the premise. Planned Parenthood notified the authorities at the time to report the crime, reportedly contacting both the FBI and local law enforcement. Case closed, right? Not for these winners. Breitbart has even declared victory. Media Matters has the whole history of Breitbart's lying and smearing, including his penchant for smearing African Americans as racists and for deceptively editing video that doesn't fit his point. Even Fox has been keeping their distance from these discredited clowns in recent months, so it'll be interesting to see how completely they fall for this latest hoax. Ronald Reagan, on the other hand, is always welcome at Fox. His 100th birthday is coming up this Sunday, and the entire conservative world is celebrating. Here's a 3-minute Fox and Friends clip condensed just to the Reagan worship. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Ronald Reagan's 100th birthday only days away. We remember the determination to uphold the Constitution, which he stood for.
We the people are free.
That judge appointed by Ronald Reagan.
Great moments with Mr. Reagan, Ronald Reagan. And Ronald Reagan has really got a stellar history. President Reagan.
Biography of Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan and President Obama.
President Reagan. President Reagan was not about the court being an empathetic court. President Reagan, even for President Reagan.
It does go back to Reagan, though. That's Ronald Reagan, too.
An appointment of President Reagan.
All right. Thanks, Peter.
Good to see you, Brian.
Great to see you.
Be well.